Kyle McKenzie, the flag man, atop the flag stand there, waves the white flag. That means next time by, we're going to go green flag racing in this first of 3 qualifying heats for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division. Sean Evans, he has been in the points hunt all season long here in this division here out of Schweken, as well with the Action Sprint Tour where he has a couple of wins. He'll start on the pole here tonight. Matt Hill had a great start to this 2018 season, looking as one of the most improved in that 8MK. He'll start in the second spot. Coming to the green flag, they are at a crawl, but here they go. They light it up, and Sean Evans pulls off into corner number 1 as the leader.
Gets a big jump here onto the back straightaway as Caleb Wood will chase him down with Bailey Hurt running in the third spot here. This is one of the toughest divisions to qualify in. It means a lot to them right from now.
They've got these GMC crate motors very evenly matched. They're sealed motors. You can't tamper with them. So it leaves it all into the hands of the drivers and the crews to set them up properly. And that's why we see such great racing in this division.
Sean Evans just checking out here in this Total Rentals 87 X-Car. Caleb Wood, Bailey Hurd, Matt Hill, and Joshua Hansen. Run inside the top 5. Brandon Merle making a move on Derek Miller for 6. Couldn't quite do it. Now he gets underneath them.
Off the 4th corner, Sean Evans will lead the lap with Caleb Wood in 2nd. Bailey Hurd there in 3rd. 4th, Matt Hill. 5th is Josh Hansen. There's Brandon Merle back there in that 6th spot. 1 position out of transferring.
Evans up front with the big lead, but everybody pretty much strung out. Watch Klager and Miller at the back. That's the one spot you got to keep your eye on, as that's where the business is happening right now.
Yeah, my correction, top 6, as I mentioned at the start of the heat, will transfer. So Brandon Merle is in the final transfer position, back in that black and orange, number 19.
Paul Klager, after a horrific wreck here last Friday night, back together, trying to come back at it. Now Trevor Young and Derek Miller with a good slide battle up the hill in turn 1.
Yeah, good fight going on between Young and Miller. Young will get the spot. Meanwhile, at the front, Sean Evans leads away over Caleb Wood. Bailey Hurd back there in 3rd. Matt Hill 4th. Josh Hansen 5th. And the battle is on for the final transfer spot. What a story this would be if Paul Klager could get in after being upside down 1 week ago.
Well, he's got a lot of experience out here on the dirt, but not quite much here in the sprint car class. He actually started his career in the big cars in the mini stock division here about 10 years ago. Sean Evans will get it done. Greg, take us home.
Caleb Wood will come home 2nd. Bailey Hurd 3rd. 4th, Matt Hill. 5th is Josh Hansen. And at the line, Brandon Merle will take the 6th and final transfer spot. So Paul Klager will go to the B main, as will Trevor Young, Derek Miller, and Stephen Beckett. So there's your winner of the first qualifying heat for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division, Sean Evans out of Scotland, Ontario. So again, top 6 transfers. So Evans, Hurd, Wood, Hill, Hansen, and that number 19 of Brandon Merle will all transfer to tonight's A main. The rest will go to the B main a little bit later on. Second qualifying heat making its way out machine. That is Jacob Dykstra, and alongside him in car number 74, the Radio Shuttle Neely Auto number 74 from Rockwood, it's Rob Neely. Back in row number 5, the 22 junior of St. Catharines. The Gilletta Flooring Services Mike Knapp Ford number 22 junior is Alan Gilletta Jr. And second place in points will start in the 10th spot. Out of Brantford, the Massage Pro, Detmer Auto Tire, Gales Auto Aftermarket, 49L is Lucas Smith. Second qualifying heat for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Cars, ready to come to the green flag with Blaine Barrow and the Hurricane Hannah Farrell to get us going.
Green flag is out. Hannah Farrell, first one on the jump. As they work it 3 wide through turns 1 and 2, Aaron Turkey and AJ Lewis having a bit of a battle there as they had to find each other's line through turns 1 and 2, but to lead lap number 1, it'll be Hannah Farrell.
And the Hurricane out in front, very talented driver. And that Bar Motorsports number 4, she is out in front over Blaine Barrow. Then it's Brian Manicoke, Eric McGlone, and troubles for Alan Gilletta at the back of the pack.
Working back here, we won slow. Gilletta on the back straightaway, bringing it here onto the front straightaway they come. It's the 4 machine of Hannah Farrell all the way back to turn 3. Blaine Barrow, the solid run in the second spot right now.
Hannah Farrell will put down lap number 3. 5 to go in this second qualifying heat with Barrow. Nanticoke right now second and third. And then the Beehive is all right behind them.
Yeah, Eric McGlone with trouble in turn 1. He got overhauled by Aaron Turkey and AJ Lewis all at once. And now last week's feature winner, Lucas Smith, got a long way to go if he's going to qualify for this one.
Now right now your top 6 transfer cars will be the 4 of Farrell, the 3B of Blaine Farrell, the 9C of Nanticoke, the 5D of Dykstra, the 24 of Lewis, and the 68 of Aaron Turkey. So right now that 49L, second place of points, 1 car out of a transfer spot.
Alan Gillette up here in front of Hannah Farrell as she will work her way under his car. His car's not handling very good. She will watch herself as she gets around him. Good run here for the Nanticoke 9C as well, holding down second spot with Barrow. But here comes Jacob Dykstra in that Lakeshore Catholic Schools 5D.
He's got a good run on Barrow down into corner number 3. He'll get by him and grab the 3rd spot as we work the final lap. And right now Lucas Smith has gotten by Aaron Turkey for the 6th and final transfer position.
Gonna need some work here in that 68 crew to get him back up in the mix as they wheel back off of turn 4. Checkers come out for Hannah Farrell, number 4. Brian Nanticoke will finish second, Jacob Dykstra third. Greg, finish us off.
It'll be AJ Lewis 4th, Blaine Farrell 5th. Lucas Smith will get the final transfer position in the 6th spot in that 49L. So Aaron Turkey, Eric McGlone, Alan Gillette, and Rob Neely will all go to tonight's B main for the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division. 3rd and final qualifying heat about to make its way out onto the speedway. Starting on the pole, the wily veteran out of Stouffville, the Transport Sales and Service Durnan Motors Retail Design Group number 43H. It's the gunslinger, Ryan Hunsinger. Alongside the champion of the Strickland GMC Crate Sprint Car Division. Well, he's made his way to the speedway. We're all relieved. Adam Ross is here, fresh from the streets of the Big Smoke.
You sound really good from the parking lot. Just so you know, Greg.
Ready to go, and Hunsinger gets a little wobbly there on the drop of the green flag.
That got up close and personal between Hunsinger and Brad Heron down the front straightaway. Allows Paul Ballantyne to get up to the outside, and here comes DJ Christie into the mix. Those top 4 with a little bit of daylight between themselves and Derek Lemaire and Jesse Costa.
Once again, top 6 will transfer to tonight's A main event. Right now, that's the 56 of Derek Lemaire, who works on the point leader, Jesse Costa, in the 52.
And there's some really good cars back there. Holly Porter, I believe that's Jerry Hill outside of a transfer spot, Leah Martin. So there's 2 feature winners not in a qualified spot at this point in the heat race.
Yeah, really tough heat to try and qualify your way through it. Right now, out in front it is Brad Heron, Ryan Hunsinger, and Paul Ballantyne going at it for the 2nd spot. Again, Paul Ballantyne really showing his improvements.
I was just going to say, how impressed are you with Paul Ballantyne? He's not a young rookie. He's not a rookie at all. He's run 360 sprint cars, but he took a little bit of time to get up to speed with these crates. But boy, whatever he's been in the last couple of weeks is pretty impressive.
He's definitely found his comfort zone. He's right there battling with one of the best of them, the gunslinger, Ryan Hunsinger. 2nd all-time on the win list in this division. And as they work off before, here he comes to the outside of the gunslinger.
Well, and I'll tell you, Ballantyne's coming off the corner much smoother than Ryan Hunsinger, especially down in turn number 4. Watch Hunsinger will go in towards the bottom, and he'll sort of pinch that car off and get sideways, while Ballantyne is keeping a nice smooth run, and he'll close in on the back of the 43.
And while we've been watching all of that going on, Holly Porter has driven her way into the top 6 and into a transfer position from that 10th starting spot. So Derek Lemaire now on the outside looking in.
1 more lap to go in this qualifying heat for the GMC, Strickland's GMC Crate Sprint Division. And that's a great battle. DJ Christie, Jesse Costa, Holly Porter. Whoa, Costa way up the racetrack.
Good battle coming to the checkered flag out in front. Brad Heron goes green to checkers, gets the win. Ryan Hunsinger 2nd. 3rd will be Paul Ballantyne at the line. It'll be Costa over Christie and Porter, your top 6. So Derek Lemaire will be forced to go to the B main along with Jerry Hill, Liam Martin, and Josh Hill. So Brad Heron, Ryan Hunsinger, Jesse Costa, Paul Ballantyne, DJ Christie, and Holly Porter in that 1 car will all transfer to the A main.
You know, Greg, I was walking in from the parking lot. I had to park a long way away. And walking in and hearing the echo of you and Clint announcing remind me of when I was young and I'd be at Cayuga Speedway or Oswego Speedway, you know, when you'd walk in, you weren't there for the start of the show necessarily, and you just hear that echo. You sound amazing from outside of this booth.
My wife tells me I sound good from afar.
Yeah, then
I look good from afar. Farms, Pickles Hardware, Lawler Safety, Martin Inspection, number 49H is Jerry Hill. To his outside, the Ohsweken Speedway, number 38 out of Ohsweken, it's Derek Miller. Row number 5 of the inside out of Binbrook, the Chaston Brothers Enterprises, number 29, that is Liam Martin. And to his outside, the 08, that'll be Stephen Beckett and the First Choice Haircutters. Pleasant View Memorial 08. And back in the final row, the 69 to Josh Hill out of Six Nations, and going from the 12th and final position out of Rockwood, the Radio Shuttle Neely Auto Wares Automotive 74 of Rob Neely, who once again will not make the call. Didn't make the call for his heat either.
Well, that's a bummer. 6 cars going to make it in. 5 cars headed home after this race is complete. How good is it to see Paul Klager back at the racetrack after that wild ride he took last Friday night?
And not just back, but he was really battling to get into that final transfer spot in his heat. Here he is. He needs to survive 12 more laps in the spot he's in.
Well, he's got the right starting spot, Derek Lemaire. A couple of KG veterans, but not so much in this great sprint car class. Derek Lemaire in the 56, Paul Klager in the number 1. Battling it out at the front of the field. Behind them, Trevor Young in the 51, 68 of Aaron Turkey, and it looks like those 4 might start to venture away from Jerry Hill in the 49.
Derek Lemaire, the wily veteran, he has a ton of laps here at the Ohsweken Speedway in a variety of different cars, not just the Great Sprint, that's for sure.
No, he's run asphalt as well. Derek Lemaire has raced just about everything.
He'll lead lap number 3 in this one. 9 laps left to go in this B main. Again, top 6 will transfer. Right now it's Lemaire, Klager, Young, Turkey, Hill, and Liam Martin, the final transfer position.
And look at the 2 that are outside, Stephen Beckett and McGlone as well. I mean, those guys are fast runners week in and week out. Right behind them, Derek Miller, he's no slouch either.
Now, Stephen Beckett has at least 1 heat race win, if not 2 this year in that 08, so surprising to see him on the outside looking in here as we now have 5 complete.
Oh, Liam Martin got into the wall coming out of turn number 4.
Oh.
And I think he has knocked the rear end askew. You can see that car bouncing around. I was just about to say, he doesn't want to run that final transfer spot and take the risk. He was working to the outside, got a little bit too high.
That will end the night for Liam Martin, unfortunately. He already has a feature win this year. That'll hurt his point situation as we have a contest right now for the 3rd spot.
Yeah, great battle between Trevor Young in the 51 and the 68 of Aaron Turkey. Aaron Turkey, our longtime veteran of the great sprint car division.
Derek Lemaire leads over Paul Klager. Aaron Turkey right there in 3rd. Trevor Young running 4th. 5th is Stephen Beckett now as he gets by Jerry Hill.
So Jerry Hill will get knocked back to the 6th spot. And they've got nearly a half a straightaway over the 7th position, which is a good battle as well between McGlone on the inside in the 6M and Derek Miller up on the outside in the 38.
9 laps on the board, and the battle for the lead is side by side into corner number 1. Klager on the bottom, Lemaire around the top.
Klager finally, to me, is starting to look a little bit comfortable in that race car. He's been racing fairly well, but not really aggressively. Like it's almost as though he's not certain where the car's going to go when he sets it into the corner. Watching him in this race right here, he looks right at home.
Klager leading this one, and red flag is out as Josh Hill is upside down in corner number 4, and all the cars will get woed up here in time with the leaders bearing down on Josh Hill.
Hill lays it down on the left side of that wing. Looks like he might be starting to unstrap himself. Not sure if that's the hot ticket. Although it could be something just hanging out in the cockpit there.
They're quick there with the spray foam. As you could see, the liquids pouring out from the engine compartment, and as soon as those hot headers make contact with that, we've seen some flame ups in the past, and we've talked about that.
He's out of the car, ladies and gentlemen. How about a hand for young Josh Hill here? And that's his first real bad sprint car crash here so far. And this car is mangled, guys, and still racing with heavy hearts, as you know, the loss of their crew chief, Harv King, last week, and tough break for these guys. How about it, ladies and gentlemen, for Josh Hill?
When you see speed and you see improvement, even if they do have unfortunate results, you can still get excited, like, yeah, they're starting to get it.
Yeah, Jack turned 11 on Monday, so happy birthday, buddy. He's up in the stands. We got him on a race officials radio tonight, so he's listening in on Doug. And, yeah, you know what, Adam, it was great. Even though Kenzie flipped and Jack crashed while leading, they showed speed. It was exciting. Yeah. You know, like Uncle Mike tells them, racing's 99% losing. You better get used to it. Yep,
at least you're in the game. That's what matters. Green flag about to come out. We're going to be 2 laps to go in this B main event.
Paul Klager leads, Derek Lemare second, Aaron Turkey, your top 3 is getting down to go or go home time.
Wow, that was a close one. Derek Miller right up towards the turn 2 wall as the white flag comes out. McGlone trying to get himself into the show.
Yeah, he dove down to the inside of Jerry Hill, slides into the 6th and final transfer spot. Can he hold off?
Gets a little bottled up behind Stephen Beckett. Here comes Jerry Hill to the outside. That's the battle to watch, the 1 for 6 position. Klager with the win. Lemare, Aaron Turkey, Trevor Young, Stephen Beckett, and Jerry Hill takes it back.
Wow, that was impressive. Great run by Jerry Hill around the outside. Gets by Eric McGlone. A race like that, you hate to see anyone go home.
You know what? We say it so much you probably get sick of it, but great seat time, 12 laps. I mean, that's almost a feature event. In fact, I think when the crate sprint started, they ran 15-lap feature
White
events.
flag.
1 more lap to go, and then it's going to be Caleb Wood on the inside, Jacob Dykstra on the outside, a couple of fierce competitors. So much young talent in our crate sprint car division here at the Big O. The field stacked tight down the back straightaway, nose to tail, 12 rows deep. Double green flag in the air from Kyle McKenzie, and we're underway in this 20-lap sprint car feature event. Paul Ballantyne with a tough run through turn number 1, went up the racetrack, lost a bunch of track position. He is almost all the way out of the top 20. Out in front is Caleb Wood with the lead, but here goes Jacob Dykstra to the inside, down the back straightaway in that black number 5. Dykstra darts out to the front, right to the bottom of the racetrack. Clinton Jeffrey.
Dykstra with a good lead down into turn number 1. Him and Caleb Wood have pulled away from Brian Anicoke, but watch the 12 of Brad Herron. He's time through turn 1. That time he was, and it's Lucas Smith this time that gets the bad hop. So does Mike Thorne, and they have to chase it up the track in turn 2.
Losing a lot of track position are those two. I had my eye on Hannah Farrell in that 4 machine. She had cut a couple of good corners, working her way towards the front. Now she's down on the bottom of Jesse Costa as they race down the back straightaway for the 4th and 5th positions.
Jacob Dykstra with a massive lead over Caleb on a full straightaway out front right now. Lucas Smith slow on the back straightaway.
Wow, that could have been disaster.
He's got a broken right rear suspension on the 49L.
You know, I would imagine every bone in your body wants you to turn up towards the wall or hit the brakes, and the wise driver holds the wheel straight.
Well, problem back here for Lucas Smith. The right rear has collapsed on it. They're working on it here in the pit area, trying to figure out what's wrong. The torsion stop has come off. He's 30 seconds in, Adam, I'm told, and the microphone working well. We're right back here in the work area.
Yeah, that's a first. That's awesome. I shouldn't say that's a first, but so many difficulties, you never know where those mics are going to work. Who does he have working on the car back there, Clint?
He's got a full host of teams here. We're actually trying to send a camera feed back to Spencer here on the front side.
Because they're not the most experienced of sprint car crews, so these sort of things can be tricky to diagnose and then fix in the 2 minutes they're given in the work area. But we know that all sorts of race teams like to jump in, so we're having a look at the team working away. And yeah, it's a pretty...
You cannot just roll out. You've got to be brought out. And tough break for the guy who came into tonight, 2nd place in the points, Lucas Smith, with a big drop in the points tonight.
Possibly. Green flag is out. We'll see what happens on this lap. Right now, Lucas Smith still on the lead lap. Caleb Wood up the racetrack. Brian Nanico gets around him. So does Jesse Costa in the 52.
Jacob Dykstra on that Lakeshore Catholic Schools rolling out here. And Lucas Smith just rolled out here. Not sure how they're going to deal with that one.
No, that's interesting. I guess if you don't know the rule, and neither does the push truck driver. Green flag is still out as Jacob Dykstra out in front of Jesse Costa by about 20 car lengths. Nearly half a straightaway the advantage for young Jacob Dykstra.
Huge advantage for Jacob Dykstra, but Jesse Costa's been the man to beat all year long, Adam, and he's striking his way up to the top of the podium again.
Would never rule out that young man. He's shown so much promise as Caleb Wood off the racetrack in turn number 2 and off the banking. Whoa, and we've got one around Brian Nanico in the 9. Everyone able to avoid.
Well, I mean, I got to say our crew does a great job of calling it out. They call out 2 minutes from the time he gets there. Then it's a minute and a half, minute 30. And then even I was over there yelling at them saying, if you don't go now, you cannot go. And then we drove away, and apparently the 49 wheeled back out. So, but Jacob Dykstra's got his high school, just finished grade 9 sponsoring him, Adam. He's proud to drive this 5D with Lakeshore Catholic Gators on the side. Let's see if he can bring one home.
Jesse Costa to the inside, down into turn number 1, but Dykstra's getting such a great run off the outside. He'll pull away down the back straightaway.
Jacob Dykstra has been looking good on the Action Sprint Tour as well. Grabbed a podium in the last race down at Humberstone. He works his way up to the high side, looking smooth and clear. Looked like the mud cover just came off the right rear of Jesse Costa, but that won't slow him down unless he gets it packed with mud.
Man, oh man, I was looking the other direction at a great battle deeper in the field when you shouted, and I found myself looking in every direction to find out what was going on. Some great battles deeper in the field.
Dykstra with a huge lead out front of Jesse Costa. The laps cannot go away fast enough for the Dykstra crew. You can bet on that. Holly Porter gets an inside run on Hannah Farrell and will take away the 4th position.
I thought Hannah Farrell was running the bottom better than anybody else, but Holly Porter just...
Yellow's out for AJ Lewis up on the outside of turn 1 and 2. Tough break for AJ Lewis, gorgeously prepared. Instapanels 24A. Came slow down the front straightaway, wheeled up to a limp spot here on the outside of turn number 1.
12 laps complete of the 20-lap scheduled distance.
As we were mentioning, young Jacob Dykstra just finished grade 9 at Lakeshore Catholic.
Josh Hansen's a teenager. DJ Christie's a teenager. I mean, pretty impressive to see these young people driving these race cars.
Aren't you the same age as Hunsinger?
Yep.
Here we go. Green is out. I think I got you both by a couple. On round 1 and 2, it is Jacob Dykstra again on the loud one, but Jesse Costa ripping down the backstretch, trying to catch him up. But look now, here comes Holly Porter. Yeah,
Holly Porter working the bottom as Brian Nanico has problems. He goes real slow off the banking, gets the car back in the right direction onto the back straightaway, so we will stay under green. But Jacob Dykstra again, he's got that great line through 1 and 2 on these restarts. It just launches him about 10 car lengths ahead of the rest of the field.
6 laps to go for the grade 9 student. Or 10 now, I guess, as he banks it down the back straightaway. 3/4 of a straightaway advantage out front of Jesse Costa, who's now got Holly Porter challenging on the inside.
Sean Evans almost made it 3 wide up the middle of that 87 machine last lap. That was something to watch as Jacob Dykstra continues to lead the way. Oh, and problems for Caleb Wood in the 70 is slowed up on the backstretch.
Caleb Wood was running so good in this one, and now he's got problems on the outside of turn number 3 down the back straightaway. Safety crew on the make all ready to find out what's wrong with the Wood 7. Is it going to be a mechanical problem, or could it have just popped out of gear?
all the rear bite they can, standing those rear wings up.
Yeah, that's one of the adjustments they can make. If you're new here to sprint cars, they can adjust.
The wing has more pitch to it than anybody else on the racetrack, and I don't know if that's driver preference or if it's just the paint scheme of that black car with the bright orange wing.
Well, you look at the car that's got it jacked up the highest right now. It looks like Jacob Dykstra, and he's out in front leading, so might be working.
Well, whatever he's doing, that's what I want to do. Except for the grade 9 part.
I'd go back to grade 9 in a heartbeat. Oh, Dykstra hits the hole in one, but it doesn't phase him. He keeps his foot in it, and we'll roll around. Adam, the leader's nose wing is down. The nose wing is down on the Dykstra 5D. Let's see if this poses handling problems for the youngster.
4 laps to go, and Ryan Hunsinger sort of popped up on this restart. He's working his way towards the front there, and yep, I'm not going to mention any more names because he just slid off the end of turn 1.
Dykstra on the prowl. He brings it off of turn 4. 3 laps to go for young Jacob Dykstra as he tries to grab his first ever feature win in the crates and possibly everything.
Problem in turn number 4 for Caleb Wood once again. Let's see if Dykstra can avoid it. The yellow flag going to come out, and that's not what Jacob Dykstra wanted. Ryan Hunsinger with some problems as well on that 43, and the reason I say that, up to speed, Clinton, I believe, and a more experienced sprint car person can argue with me, but I believe that nose wing only really affects you on corner entry and just into the middle of the turn. That's almost entirely stagger and top wing.
I'm not sure what would affect him the most, but either way, he's looking good. It didn't look to slow him down too much, and I guess the big thing working for Jacob Dykstra's advantage right now is he has been so fast. He could probably come around 3 and 4. Jacob Dykstra trying to hold off the point leader. Can he do it for his first ever feature win? We got 3 to go.
Like a veteran, rolls the car down the banking to get that big jump straight to the outside, the same line he's been running all night long, and drives away from Jesse Costa.
What a run here for Jacob Dykstra. 2 to go for the high school student out of Port Colborne. And Sean Evans coming into the mix now, trying to grab one of the podium positions.
Well, and this is great for Jacob Dykstra. Let them duke it out for second, third, fourth. Everyone else can battle it out. He's out in front with the white flag in the air.
Last time into turn 1 and 2. Gotta just bring it back home around. Holy Porter up underneath Sean Evans with a slide job. What a battle, but the leader, Jacob Dykstra, bring it home at him.
One more time through 3 and 4, the grade 9 graduate, Jacob Dykstra takes the win. Costa to second, third goes to Sean Evans, Porter fourth, Aaron Turkey fifth from the B main, Hannah Farrell in sixth, DJ Christie in seventh, then there's Brad Heron, Josh Hansen, Derek Lemaire in the 56. But how about this young man from Port Colborne driving the Lakeshore? Is it Lakeshore Gators or Lakeside Gators? Either way, it's Gators on the top of that race.
Victory lane, 15-year-old Jacob Dykstra. Well, how about it, fans? You like that? Let me hear ya. Jake, what a run for you tonight. I mean, you needed to be a veteran out there. You had many restarts to go through. Talk about what was going through your head the last 3 cautions there.
I just seen Costa come underneath me during a caution. I was like, oh, hopefully he just can't get around me. I was like freaking out a little bit, but we got the win, so we're good.
Let's talk about what your dad did for you to help kind of put his career on hold to get you in this car. It's paid off tonight. Talk about what it means for the family to get this one done.
It means a lot. Dad gave up his career doing this so I can race, so I'm just glad that we're actually here.
Well, you've been working on your interviews because I had you speechless at Humberstone a few weeks ago. One more time, who do you want to thank? Anybody else?
I'd just like to thank all my sponsors, Tim Lawn Care, Pain Abrasives, Lakeshore Catholic High School, and I would especially like to thank all my fans and everything, and I wouldn't be here without my dad.
15 years old, ladies and gentlemen. He's a crate winner here at Oshkosh. Same problem that got Dylan Westbrook last week with the mud in the right rear, especially the way you were running, but you managed to get here on the podium, and that's a good, solid night.
Yeah, usually we don't really run the bottom, but it worked pretty good, and I didn't really have anything for Jacob up top. I kept hitting that hole and getting me out of shape, but congratulations to them. It's nice to see them win. I want to thank my sponsors, John Vanderwees from Best Safety Training, and all of them for coming out tonight, Matt Wells and Andy Wells, Wells Foundry, Mark Phelan, Brian from Welders Millwrights Incorporated, and D&O Towing, my crew, my girlfriend, my parents, and all the fans for coming out. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Costa extending his point lead tonight here on the concrete. That's what counts, because those are the nights that are going to put you in championship contention. Can you be happy with the third tonight?
I mean, I'm happy I'm here, but I'm not happy. I think a couple more laps, I had some stuff for both of them, but it is what it is. They run a good race. I'm glad to see Jacob get a win. That's pretty cool. He's pretty happy, and you know, it was a tight finish between me and Holly at the end. I didn't know if it was her or me, so it was quite interesting on the last lap, or the second to last lap, when Jesse, me, and Holly come out of turn 4 together. I thought she was going to get hairy going into one, but it was good. So had a great time. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Tate's Automotive, Ackland Insurance, Miles and Pam, Townline Variety, Total Rentals, Bobcat of Brantford, everybody that does everything, and my new crew that came and helped me tonight, because Nathan and all the rest of the boys are gone to Eldora. So big thanks to the boys that come out to help me tonight.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. How about a big round of applause for our top 3? Jacob Dykstra with his first ever feature win. Jesse Costa and Sean Evans, the veterans, make their way to the top 3 as well. We'll get ready to go with the HRW Automotive mini stock feature lined up in turn number 4. And while we're here, Jacob was also our Ackland Insurance top gun.